Onde é que o trem parte? Ai, sim. O Animal Crossing novo seria tudo. Meu ouvido. Foi mal, tava muito alto, né? Oi, Mesh, obrigada, amada.
We're live already? Hey everyone, welcome to the program, and thank you to our sponsor, the Interastral Peace Corporation. I'm your host, Astral Express crew member, March 7th.
Obrigada, Yuki, pelos 7 meses de sub. Será muito bem-vindo de volta. Obrigada pelo seu apoio.
First time hosting, so go easy on me if I mess up, okay? What was I supposed to say again? I think it was, don't forget to like, follow, and share, or I'll chicken out.
Okay.
And then... Oh, without further ado, let's get right into the trailer.
Tá bom, né?
My friends, join me in this dance. Let's bring this exquisite celebration.
Porra, é essa? É Pokémon? Sim.
Might be in arrears, but I'm out of pocket.
Vai, dinheirinho. Ai, meu Deus, essa boneca é muito patética. Mano, olha a diferença dessa boneca pra aquela boneca. Não vou falar nada. Olha a diferença.
Cloud Quintet. It is time to say goodbye.
Aproveitar e tá nessa hora enquanto o pessoal vê o AD. Mulher, a diferença dessa boneca patética pra Jingliu. Que coisa patética. É que tem que ter os patéticos, né?
Yeah, the Trailblaze journey continues. There's loads of fun stuff waiting for us out there. Can't wait to catch it all on camera. Like Jingliu. Never thought we'd meet a living Xianzhou legend. She's super interesting. Miss Jingliu might look young and elegant, but people say she's experienced and super...
Ah, não, que eu tinha acabado ali, não. Nossa, sério, gente. Por que que eles fizeram essa boneca tão esquisita? Que boneca esquisita. É, até ela fala da Jingliu primeiro. A dublagem dela em inglês é muito esquisita, né? A Fome. Mas eu gostei desse formato de como ela estivesse streamando. Eu achei legal. Ô, Daniel. O que você tá fazendo? barulho é esse? Ah, tá. Achei que o Daniel tava quebrando alguma coisa. Acabou o AD já. Oi, Arthur. Não, Santos. Obrigada, Rafa, pelos 8 meses de reserva. Será muito bem de volta. Obrigada pelo seu apoio.
I was a little nervous when the director told me I'd be introducing her today. So I thought, why don't I see if I can bring in another
Não quero nenhuma
elegant,
dessas bonecas.
experienced and dangerous lady to help me with the intro. Next up, let's put our hands together and welcome Miss Himeko, navigator of the Astral Express.
Wow, March. Is that how you see me? I'm very flattered.
Himeko, you're here already?
That's right. I walked in just as someone happened to be calling me a young, elegant, experienced, and dangerous lady.
You're all those things? So, you want to take it from here, Himeko?
A diferença da dublagem.
Where were we? Hi, everyone. As March said, I'm Himeko, navigator of the Astral Express. Today, I'll be introducing you to a living Xianzhou legend, Jing Liu.
Oi, Rafa. Meu Deus, a diferença.
Ever since I first caught sight of her in Yenqing's tracking entries, I was completely hooked. She's Jing Yuan's previous master. I bet she's got all kinds of hidden stories to tell.
As one of the High Cloud Quintet, she was once the strongest swordmaster on the Luofu. However, due to the effects of Mara, she sometimes loses her grip on reality, perceiving herself as an unstoppable sword.
Jing Liu's so ruthless. She even attacked her apprentice's apprentice. And she figured out Yenqing's fighting style just from the sound of his swords. I'd bolt if I saw her coming my way.
I can't say I blame you. After the Mara took hold of Jing Liu, she became a different person.
Obrigada, Luan, pelo seu subzinho de presente pra Rafa. Seja muito bem-vinda de volta, amada. Obrigada pelo seu
It was
apoio.
quite the twist of fate.
I guess so. In any case,
Ela é muito
Jing
bonitona.
Liu is unpredictable at the best of times. But if you catch her on a good day, she's as calm as moonlight on
Ela
a
me lembra
silent
você?
night.
Eu?
Nicely put. Her power is actually deeply connected to the moon's phases. Jing Liu is an ice-type character following the path of destruction, who uses 2 different states in combat.
Different states? What's that?
Think of it this way. When Jing Liu is in prolonged combat, her Mara-struck
meu cabelo
persona
platinado
takes
era
over
aqui.
and she changes states. When Jing Liu uses
Chamou
her
de
skill,
doida? Não tá errado, não.
Transcendent Flash, she accumulates stacks of syzygy.
Whoa!
Vocês duas têm uma vibe
Isn't
gostosa,
Transcendent
sérias e
Flash
maduras.
The legendary sword move from Mr. Cian's story? The one that cuts through time itself?
You sure seem well-versed in High Cloud Quintet stories, March. When syzygy stacks up to a set amount, Jing Liu is consumed by Mara and enters a spectral transmigration state. In the spectral transmigration state, Jing Liu's every attack deducts a set percentage of HP from her ally's max HP. However, her attack increases according to the corresponding total HP consumed.
See? I told you she attacks her allies.
While in the spectral transmigration state, Jing Liu's skill, Transcendent Flash, becomes Moon on Glacial River, and she is unable to launch basic attacks. Moon on Glacial River doesn't consume skill points, but does consume stacks of syzygy. When stacks reach 0, Jing Liu exits the spectral transmigration state. Jing Liu's ultimate, Floor of
Esse
Ephemeral
emote é muito
Dream
bom,
Flux,
né?
deals a set percentage of her attack as ice damage to a single target and adjacent enemies, as well as granting her additional stacks of syzygy.
Whether it's normal
De
state
nada, eu
Ice
também não.
Beauty Jing Liu or red-eyed spectral transmigrator state Jing Liu, she's one heck of a sword master.
Vai streamar?
According to Xianzhou records, she was taken by the Ten Lords before the onset of Mara and subsequently detained in the shackling prison. The famous confrontation with her apprentice,
Ela matando o time
would
pra
come
causar dano, eu não
later.
entendi nada.
Becoming Mara-struck is an unavoidable fate for Xianzhou long-life species. But they're still trying to find a way to break free of the cycle.
In the brand new 1.4 mission, Clouds
Ai,
Leave
essa
No Trace,
raposa é muito
an
bonita.
anonymous letter silently appears on the express.
Olha que linda ela,
It
parece a Ari.
seems an unexpected visitor has extended an invitation and is looking to connect with Dan Heng to delve deeper into the tale of the Xianzhou. Past events may feel distant in the present, but it's only right to give this story its proper conclusion. Valiant figures from times of old reunite with familiar faces and find themselves in a world drastically reshaped from the one they once knew.
I heard the reason Jingliu wears a blindfold is to avoid catching sight of certain objects on the Xianzhou. Things that would trigger her memory and the Mara inside her.
Well, not seeing isn't the same as not remembering. She's never forgotten those who fought alongside her. As for solving the Mara predicament, we'll just have to stay tuned for the upcoming Xianzhou story.
Ah, looks like Jingliu's next move is gonna be trending all over the Xianzhou. Hey, Himeko, what if I start doing my own live streams? They could track Jingliu's every step. I bet they'd get loads of views.
Sorry, March. I wouldn't recommend chasing trends. Your content will probably end up clashing with the IPCs.
Alô, Rafa.
Really? But my favorite streamers are always saying you gotta go with the hype. Anyway, how do you think I'm doing so far, Himeko? For this episode, I did loads and loads of research. Plus, I got lots of tips from my favorite streamer.
And which streamer would this be?
Ta-da! She's a streamer called Gwaynaifen. Her streams are super entertaining.
Gwaynaifen? I can't say I've heard of her.
You haven't? She's on the Xianzhou too. How about... I know! I'll tell you all about her.
Ela é a boneca 4 estrelas, ela é a Liz. Ela é a Liz, ela é streamer também.
There was one night I couldn't sleep, and I ended up watching Gwaynifen's Kwaiban live stream. I've never heard anything like it. I subscribed straight away. It was meant to be.
Her attire is very Xianzhou, but it feels like she's not from the Luofu.
She's not from any of the Xianzhou ships. I think her real name was Guinevere or something. Anyway, Gui means fine wood, Nai means to exist, and Fen means fragrant. Susha came up with it for her. She's her bestie.
What lovely imagery.
I know. Plus, if you think about it, Guinevere and Gwaynaifen do sound kind of similar, if you say them a few times, right?
We might want to steer clear of wordplay, March. I heard the Xianzhou issues fines for that.
Huh? Seriously?
Xianzhou culture
Ah, eu
is
pegaria
vast
ela por causa
and
dos cachorros.
profound. There's still
Os
much
cachorrinhos
to
são
learn.
fofos.
Gwaynaifen says that
E ela
Sushang
parece
is
bem
always
legal.
schooling her on local culture and customs.
Honkai.
Sushang is as Xianzhou as it gets. I feel like everything I learned about the Xianzhou I learned from them.
Live streaming, Kwaiban, a passion for Xianzhou culture. Gwaynaifen seems like a girl of many talents.
Eu não ajeitei a
is.
exclamação hoje ainda não.
Although
Deixa eu
I-
ajeitar que eu esqueci. Pera aí. Meu Deus, o que foi isso que eu... Muito obrigada, Luan, pelo seu subzinho de presente pro Aleph. Seja muito bem-vindo de volta, Aleph. Obrigada, Luan, pelo seu resub aí dele de 2. Aqui o Genshin. Não sei o que eu vou jogar depois, não. Vou botar só isso aqui por enquanto.
Feel like she mainly uses them to impress her bestie. Did you know
Muito
that
obrigada,
Gwen
querida.
is actually a street
Vou ver
performer?
depois.
Not to mention, she's also super talented on the battlefield.
Acho legal essa
Gwen
Steph que ela
is a
tem, é
fire-type
bem
character
bonita.
following the path of nihility. When using her skill,
É, ele deu
Blazing
sub tier
Welcome,
2 pro Aleph
Gwen launches
rodar nos bonecos.
firecrackers, dealing fire damage to her target and adjacent enemies with a chance of inflicting burn. After unlocking the Trace High Pulls, her basic attack, Standing Ovation, also has a chance of inflicting enemies with burn.
I'm curious. Why firecrackers exactly?
Gwen says that in Cienjo Legends, artists use firecrackers to fend off scary beasts. In return, the nobility supported the artist financially. Gwen is just continuing the tradition, and friendly locals are only too happy to support her. Funnily enough, her talent is called Patreon benefits. When Gwen is on the battlefield
Meu
and
Deus,
an enemy
Anne.
sustains burn damage, there's a chance they'll enter a Fire Kiss state. Fire Kiss is stackable and limited to a set number of turns. While in the Fire Kiss state, enemies sustain increased damage.
Nossa,
Which
mano, a voz em inglês dessa boneca é tão irritante quanto a da Paimon.
Reminds me, I think Gwen live streamed a battle once too. Her
Ela parece que ela tá
ultimate,
gemendo
watch
24 horas
this
por dia.
showstopper, summons and detonates an even bigger firecracker in the form of a D-Tank,
Ela fala gemendo
dealing
muito,
fire
mano.
damage to all enemies. Targets already inflicted with burns sustain additional damage as a set percentage of the fire damage.
Is this what the kids call
Em japonês é bem
going
melhor.
viral? I'd love to see her combat livestream data. I bet it
Pelo
was
menos não
an
é tão fina
instant
quanto.
hit.
Ai, meu problema não é ser fina, não. Meu problema é. Ai,
Her stream was taken down
ela
halfway
fala
through.
assim, parece um
I
gato.
think she violated the platform's
Violated.
fire safety policy.
Oh.
What do you think?
What do you
Got a better
think?
picture of Gwen now?
And I can see
Tá
why you're so
gemendo.
fond of her.
Cool, isn't she? I'll message you the link to her streams right now. Sometimes she even sends gifts to her fans. Hey, Gwailings, check this out. Scale Gorge spring water, clear and tasteless, rich in calories. One sip, you just saved yourself a meal. Actually, I bought some 5-liter Scale Gorge spring water during Gwen last stream. When you're watching her stream, you gotta be ready to grab
Os
the
gatos
deals.
conversando no meu telhado igual a ela.
Awesome.
Oh, wait a minute, March.
Sim,
If
eles têm
that's
celular.
the case, those bottles of Scale Gorge spring water in the Express's storage room, you bought all of those?
Yeah, what about them?
Interesting. Just the other day, Welt was telling me about his new healthy lifestyle habits. Apart from exercise, he's been drinking 8 glasses of water a day. Strangely enough, he's gained a little weight. Guess it must have been...
So Mr. Yang was drinking the...
Eileen.
It's getting late, Himeko. We should get back to the show. The next person we'll be talking about is Topaz.
E ninguém liga pra ela lá, a
Sure.
última.
So, who's Topaz?
Actually, I don't know either. But
Quem é a Topaz? Eu não sei. Ninguém quer saber e eu tenho raiva de quem sabe.
director said that Topaz works for the IPC. She even knows that presenter, Albert. Speaking of, let's get him on the line. He can introduce Topaz.
Ai, mano.
Albert? Albert! Ah!
Woo! And whether or not your world has a day-night cycle, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening.
Essa
I'm
transição
your
foi legal.
good buddy Albert.
Why did our art style change?
On my show, we go by my style. Up next, allow me, Albert, a professional Interastral Peace Corporation anchor, to introduce to you my guest and IPC colleague, Topaz.
Essa boneca é... Mano, isso daqui me causa um desconforto muito grande. Isso aqui me causa um desconforto tremendo. Quem fez o design disso aqui? Sério. Por quê? Não tem sentido. Nossa, isso aqui não tem sentido. Não dá.
Topaz is a rising star in the IPC Strategic Investment Department, currently heading up the Special Debts Picket team. She's a combination of youth, elegance, and remarkable ability.
The Special Debts Picket Team.
Nem
I
acredito
think
que essa
I've heard
boneca é
of
5
them.
estrelas e a outra
Well,
de fogo
as
é
you may
4.
know, among the universe's major investors and lenders, the IPC is a big fish. And with so many venture capital projects, there are bound to be bumps in the road. Topaz is our go-to person to smooth out the bumps and make sure we recover what's owed.
Oh, I get it. So the corporation's in the red?
When dealing with defaulters, Topaz's methods are swift and effective, saving the IPC
Sim,
from
usaram,
many a potential loss.
usaram
She
o dinheiro
also has
todo
a
no
great
porco.
knack
O
for
porco é o 5
investments,
estrelas.
turning even the bleakest projects into success stories and ensuring huge returns for the corporation.
Wow, impressive. Does she have some kind of superpower?
Within the walls of the IPC, there is indeed a rumor that Topaz's stellar success might have something of the supernatural about
Ih,
it.
ela vendeu a alma pro demônio.
Supernatural? Oh, reminds me of Gwen Ifen's ghost hunting streams.
Ghost hunting? Let's not jump the gun. When people think of Topaz, they don't think about ghosts, but a certain unmistakable companion. I'm talking about her warp trotter, Numby. They may look like a cute mascot, but Numby is Topaz's
Só o porco
trusted
faz tudo mesmo, ela só dá uns
sidekick, both at
tirinhos.
work and out on the battlefield. Numby has a keen sense for sniffing out wealth. Security checks, debt settlements, and calculations are all child's play for this little piggy. Together with Topaz, they traverse the cosmos, resolving any and all debt disputes that could threaten the IPC's operations. Numby is a legit employee. They even have an official role and title.
Really?
Really? And don't forget, the corporate world mirrors the battlefield in more ways than one. Topaz's prowess in the former is just as swift and formidable in the latter. And you better believe Numby plays
Sim, a Topaz
huge
é a
part in
porca.
that. Topaz and Numby are fire-type characters following the path of the hunt. At the start of an allied turn, if
É isso
no
que ela
enemy
faz,
on
ela
the
dá o
battlefield is
auto-ataque. Eu sei que eu tô na
inflicted
frente, mas
with
ela só
proof
dá
of
um
death,
auto-ataque.
Topaz will inflict this state on a random enemy, thereby boosting the follow-up attack damage they receive. During battle, Numby
Mano,
starts
como
out
que
with
essa
an
boneca
initial
é 5
speed and
estrelas?
acts autonomously, attacking enemies inflicted with proof of death. Excluding Numby's own turns, every time an ally
Sério?
follow-up attack hits an enemy inflicted with proof of death,
Não
Numby's
dá pra
action
entender.
is advanced forward.
Seems like Numby and
Como que essa boneca é
Topaz
5
share a
estrelas?
strong bond.
They make a tight
É por causa do porco, né?
Speaking of which, Topaz's skill, difficulty pan, is able to reallocate proof of debt to a different target, allowing Numby to immediately launch an assault and deal a set percentage of Topaz's attack as
O buff
fire
dela é o
damage to
mesmo
the
que a
new
arma 4
target.
estrelas da
This
Erta.
counts as a follow-up attack. Topaz's ultimate, Turn a Profit, allows Numby to enter the Windfall Bonanza state. In this state, damage and crit damage dealt by Numby both experience an increase. If that wasn't enough, every time an ally's basic attack, skill, or ultimate hits an enemy inflicted with proof of death, Numby's action is additionally advanced forward. After Numby launches a set number of attacks, this effect is dispelled.
Whoa,
Como que ela é
Numby's
5
got
estrelas?
moves.
Some believe that everything possesses a soul. I believe
Mano,
that
o pior é
if
que
you
ela não
treat
tem
all
design
living
de 4
things with
estrelas. O kit
genuine
dela não
care,
é 4 estrelas.
regardless
Não,
of whether they're
ela
human,
tem design
they'll
de 4
respond
estrelas.
in
O kit
kind.
dela é 4 estrelas, só o porco que,
Hold
não,
on to
que
your
faz a
hats,
diferencial,
folks.
né?
Numby's not done yet. Topaz and Numby's technique, Explicit Subsidy, allows Topaz to summon Numby
Ó,
when
porque
entering
ele
a
anda
map.
sem ela.
Numby then
É
automatically
por isso
seeks
que ela
out
é
basic
5
treasures
estrelas.
and trotters within a certain range, leading Topaz
É
right
literalmente
to
por causa
the loot.
disso.
The best part? Trotters won't be alerted to their approach, and this effect doesn't even consume
Ó.
technique points. If
É
Topaz and
literalmente por
Numby
causa disso
enter
aí, ó.
combat after using their technique, our little warp trotter regenerates a set amount of Topaz's energy after launching their first attack. If Topaz and Numby are still in the team after winning a battle entered in this way, the team receives a small amount of additional credits up to a set daily limit. The above also goes for winning battles entered in this way within the simulated universe. But
Ele
instead
tá
of
aí, ó, por que
credits,
que ela é
the
5
team
estrelas?
receives a small amount of
Não, não
cosmic
quero nenhuma dessas
fragments
bonecas,
with
não.
a chance to bag a random curio.
That's quite the skill set. Seems like Topaz and Numby have
Simpático
a
ele.
bad cop
Ele
approach
é.
to debt
Ele é
collection.
super legal, ela
All
não.
that and no debuffs. We might as well call Numby the omnipotent cosmic piggy bank.
Careful now. If there's an eon of prosperity out there, I doubt they want
Eu também,
competition.
eu pegaria só um
Truth be
pouco.
told, Topaz doesn't care much about Numby's wealth-generating abilities. Here at the IPC, she has a reputation for being clean as a whistle. Money just isn't that important to her. Money is a means, not an end. Work should make you happy. Topaz looks after Numby because she loves them. Simple as that. That's not all I heard. In version 1.4, Stagnant Shadow's Shape of Scorch will be going live. Beat it, and you can snag the essential material required for Topaz and Gwenifin, Searing Steel Blade.
Albert, are you sure Topaz is just your colleague? It feels like she's got a way bigger role than you.
What? Clearly, you've never worked in a top-tier company. In esteemed enterprises like ours, we stress a horizontal approach to management. As long as one has their own methodology, finds their own niche, and employs their own strategy, they can exert unlimited influence and change the
E ó,
fate
né?
of
São duas
projects.
bonecas de cabelo platinado
Himeko, is
nos
he
bonés.
making any sense to you?
I'm not quite following.
Look, I might not get the ins and outs of investing, but I know my way around the presentation deck. Those dazzling slides on Topaz. Yup, my creation. Impressive. It's all about making yourself indispensable in the
pouco.
workplace. And if Topaz were here right now, she'd acknowledge my presence with the utmost respect.
How's it hanging, Owly? Hi, viewers.
Topaz!
That's my name. Don't wear it out. You guys probably mentioned already, but I work in the Strategic Investment Department at the IPC headquarters. It's an honor to be here for Miss March 7's show today, and to meet Miss Himeko.
Hi, Topaz.
Nice to meet you too.
Mano, o porco é tão mais
Director
legal.
Topaz, what brings you here?
Achei ele
A
tão
while
fofo.
ago, we received an investment application from the Interastral Peace Media Department. It seems the IPM's presenters want to expand the program's reach. As such, the corporation sent me to evaluate the program's performance.
Director Topaz, I'll show you my expertise right now.
Ela é a Clara com o robô.
Without further ado, let's unveil version 1.4's eagerly awaited 5-star characters. During the first phase of 1.4 in the character Event Warp, Gentle Eclipse of the Moon, Trailblazers can acquire the limited 5-star character Jing Liu. And
Sim, os
during the second
personagens.
phase of 1.4, 2 character Event Warps will become available. In the character Event Warp, Sunset Claws, Trailblazers can obtain the limited 5-star characters Topaz and Numby. Meanwhile, in the character Event Warp, Butterfly on Sword Tip, the limited 5-star character Zila will be making a return. And I almost forgot to mention, the 4-star character Gwenifin will also be a part of these 2 second phase characters.
É, vai ter Rehan, né?
Look who's back. It's Zila. Feels like forever since we last saw her in Bellabog.
Characters aside, we're also eagerly anticipating version 1.4's 5-star light cones. At 1.4's first phase light cone event warp, the drop rate of the 5-star light cone, I shall be my own sword, will be boosted.
Eles colocaram o
That
Luca, né?
sword-wielding beauty again.
Standing there in the moonlight without her blindfold, amidst all those flowers.
Muito bonita
Quite the
a
sight.
arte.
Unforgettable.
Meanwhile, in 1.4's second phase light cone event warps, the drop rates for the 5-star light cones, Worrisome Blissful, and In the Night will be boosted.
Wow, Topaz is so lucky to be surrounded by so many cute fluff balls. Can we get one for the Express, Himeko? Oh, please?
I'm afraid that might not be possible. I remember Pom Pom saying they're not keen on having anything that sheds fur in the carriages.
E ele não solta.
But Pom Pom sheds tons
Pelo
of
menos não foi igual
fur.
no Genshin quando começou o Rehan, não tinha boneco novo, foi só 20 o Shield.
Great companions.
É.
They're non-shedding, low
E o Shield vai vir
maintenance,
de novo, né?
and super squishy. Plus, they can snip out valuable treasures. Or, what about adopting a talking bird? Like Owly here.
Wait, what? Absolutely not. I'm the star of the IPM. And that wraps up today's Warp and Light Cone segment. Director Topaz, I was wondering, how did you rate my performance?
O Chiu já no 20º
Let's talk about that later. The reason I'm here for March's show today is to present some small gifts to our esteemed viewers on behalf of the IPC. I'm not the best at crafting presentation decks, but here is a slide I worked up.
Scheduled to be on the show, you must be pretty busy.
Well, the corporation is
E meu nome
a
é tão
big
difícil
part
de
of my
escrever?
life.
Não é
In
não.
fact,
É
me and my team are heading out to
Riyuuka.
business on Eurilo 6 very soon. Taking part in today's program was a nice change of pace
Já
for
viu o
me.
nome do novo
Oh,
boneco do
really?
Genshin?
Eurilo 6? We've been there.
Aquele sim é difícil de escrever.
So, is this a debt collecting trip?
I'm afraid I can't comment on internal IPC matters. That said, I heard the Express crew will be heading to
Meu
Eurilo
nome é
6
muito
for the
tranquilo de
Trailblaze
escrever.
Continuance Future Market. Looking forward to seeing you all in Bellabog.
Huh? How did you know about that?
Preliminary research is crucial for the smooth progression of
Até
any
porque,
project.
mulher, se tu tá falando que tu erra toda a vida que tu escreve, é só tu olhar pra página que tu tá, amiga. E no YouTube é só tu olhar o nome do canal que tu tá. Você escrever uma conversa aleatória, eu ainda entendo. Mas aqui, mulher, olha o nome da URL que tu tá.
Our data collection lead informed me
É o
about a
meu
significant
nome.
site on Eurilo 6, known as the Pillars of Creation, a memorial symbolizing centuries of
É o
Belabogian
nome
resistance.
do Friote
Out of
Slay,
respect,
sei lá como é o
I
nome daquela
intend to pay a
porra.
visit there with a few colleagues.
Colleagues?
Oh, where are my manners?
Aquele nome daquela
Let me
boneca é
introduce
difícil
them.
de escrever.
Senior staff, team leader, grunt, field personnel, and grunt, security personnel.
They look pretty slick, but
A gente só
I
chama
can't
ele de
help
Wesley
but
mesmo.
wonder.
Are they enthusiastic about a trip to an ice planet?
I'm afraid enthusiasm doesn't come into it. The IPC's balance sheet isn't the best right now. We haven't got the capital to outsource missions like these.
Ah, esses nomes aí, que são muito grandes, eles sempre têm uma pronúncia menor. Sempre tem muita palavra muda, né?
Let's set that aside for now. You know, I've heard all about the achievements of the Astral Express. I also heard that the train's navigator was a lady of unparalleled beauty and talent. It was a pleasure to meet you at last, Miss Himiko.
Another reason for coming on the show today? I hope I lived up to your expectations.
You exceeded them. Next time, let's see if we can meet up in person.
Pouco
I'm
fala.
sure we can make that happen.
Não.
Once your work in Bellabog is done,
Sei lá.
perhaps you'd like to drop by the Express.
It's a deal. I've always wanted to set eyes on the Express.
Jeez. Can we get a room for these guys already?
Get a room? What does that mean?
As another gesture of the corporation's goodwill, I'd like to introduce a brand new event for everyone to take part in.
Oh, woohoo!
Nice!
Recognized universally as the leading video game brand, Ethereum Wars is set to unveil an offline fan event on Eurilo 6, the Interastral Tournament Festival.
Ethereum Wars? What's that?
Think of it as a holographic video game. To secure a spot in the grand final, contestants must collect and nurture ether spirits, which can be found within victory zones.
Ether spirits?
I'd venture to guess they're much like Numby here. Digital replicas of creatures designed to serve as combat companions.
Right you are, Miss Himiko. Your knowledge in this area is surprising.
I've heard a thing or two about the IPC's research and cultivation programs. Am I right in
Pera,
assuming that
nesse
the
bagulho a
aim
gente vai
of this
lutar com
event
os
is
mob?
to analyze the suitability of different species as fighting companions?
Correct. And we stand by
Isso é
our
tipo
promise that
Pokémon mesmo,
no
né?
real-life creatures will be harmed during Ethereum Wars. The IPC has renovated an old
Gostei não,
weapons
quero
testing
jogar com
ground
meus
to serve
bonecos.
as a tournament venue. We've also set up victory zones in different locations. Heard
Não quero jogar com esses mob feio.
6, and the Xianzhou Lafu. Those who manage to defeat the championship contenders in
Meu Deus, a
each victory
criança.
zone and complete the hyperlink challenges will be greeted with generous rewards. It's also worth noting that ether spirits, both allied and enemy alike, are classified into 3 types.
Não, é legal, mas eu prefiro
Mechanical,
lutar com meus
humanoid,
mob.
and aberrant. In combat, these types have a cyclical relationship, with each one countering another. attacking enemies that are vulnerable
Mas
to your
legal que eles
current
fizeram essa
ether
interface
spirit type
toda,
will
ficou
allow
bem
you to
bonito.
deal extra damage.
Oh, so picking a type that counters your opponents is super important.
You got it. Furthermore, as you advance through the competition, you'll gain access to the even more formidable Overlord Ether Spirits, which can be developed to boost their combat prowess.
Legal.
So the
Ai, esse
deeper
filho da
you delve
puta aí,
into
né?
the competition, the fiercer the fights become. This is
É
gonna be
legal,
quite
mas eu
the
prefiro só meus
contest.
bichos, mas eu achei interessante.
You okay there, March 7th?
Ether Spirit, copy. Let's see. Whoa, a gold Albert.
Miss March, do I look like some paddle pet to you? You can't just collect anything and everything.
Just curious.
A reminder to our esteemed contestants. Numerous players from across the
Quando
universe will
que
be
entra esse
partaking in
evento
Ethereum
e
Wars.
quando que ele fica
As you
completo?
progress, new opponents will be revealed. After completing all challenges, exhibition matches await, where you might end up face-to-face with some unexpected opponents. And should you rise to the occasion and overcome the Interastral Tournament Festival challenges, you'll receive IPC-sponsored eligibility for a specially selected 4-star character. And
Mas dá pra
there
escolher
you
um boneco
have
4
it,
estrelas?
the full rundown on Ethereum Wars. Hope you all have fun, and remember to treat your combat companions kindly.
Quando que esse evento chega?
I've got a meeting to get to. Bye for now.
Huh? You're leaving so soon?
But I'm sure our paths will cross again. Over to you and Albert. Keep up the good work. There will be a year-end bonus for everyone when we roll out the new project.
Ah, não tem?
Thank you,
Tá.
Director. Your wisdom, foresight, and mentorship know no bounds. Take care now. Stay safe out there.
I should be going too. There's some maintenance on the Express to attend to. Hope to catch you all soon.
4.1 só dura 5
Thanks for all the
semanas.
help, Himeko.
É, dá pra ver que
See you
essa atualização é um fillerzão, né?
Are they gone?
Gone?
Topaz and Emiko.
I think so.
Mano, essa live foi menor, pô.
Ah, yes. Take a look for yourself. See? Told you. All gone. Nobody here but me. Nobody else on the line.
Whew, that's relief.
Dá pra ver que é bem fillerzão essa atualização
All
aí.
those gifts.
A de Jingliu acho que dá um fechamento, né, do mapa anterior. E aí é filler pra próxima atualização vir o mundo novo, né? E essa Topaz, ela é a rainha do filler.
Isn't it obvious to you? Maybe you should
Vai
take
durar
another
menos,
look at
eles
the
avisaram.
specifics
Não
of
sei
this
qual vai ser a
event.
duração do banner, ainda bem.
Let me think.
Acho que deve durar uns 16 dias cada banner.
I got it!
17 dias.
So Topaz's personal pastime is hunting.
Duh? Hunting. Miss March,
É, vai vir a
What
nação
gave you that
nova. Então, tipo
impression?
assim, essa atualização aqui, eu acho que ela é como se fosse aquela do Genshin que veio antes da... Antes de Fontaine, que veio o trenzinho lá. É um fillerzão que tem conteúdo, sabe? É, são 21 dias de banner. Eu acho que deve durar 17 dias, igual foi no começo do Sumero. É, acho que são
This
17
event
dias.
is all about sneaking up slowly and then... Hey!
whoa. Slow down a second. Topaz's pastime is cuddling creatures, not hunting them. As soon as she gets home, she grabs her pets and cuddles the heck out of them. She's got hundreds at her company apartment.
Huh? Did you say hundreds? How does she have the space?
Well, her company apartment is an ecological starship. Meanwhile, my feathered butt's in his studio from the 2020s. Topaz lives it up in a giant starship over at corporate HQ. Well, I get by on packed lunches in the middle of nowhere. Hang in there, Albert. Let's shift our attention to some of the other thrilling events coming our way. First off, during the 1.4 release, the Planar Infinity event is making its debut. Herta and 3 other members of the Genius Society made some small renovations to the simulated universe, but each of them threw a spanner in the works. With the code damage,
Acho que
the
depois do
universe is beginning to
e a
expand
gente só vai ter
exponentially. Madam
último
Herta
patch
wanted
antes
me
de
to pass a
Penacone.
message on to our trailblazers. Don't panic, just a minor bug. You will be compensated.
Minor bug? Really? It doesn't sound like it.
It's true! The Spanners in question cause the simulated universe's blessings and curios to multiply. As such, in Planar Infinity's Ordinary Plane challenges, Trailblazers can obtain some wonderful buffs.
For example?
For example, a cosmic big lotto that won't disappoint?
Oh, wow!
Arroz sem estrelas? É.
Following an ordinary plane challenge,
Eu nem comecei, eu saí,
Trailblazers
não
will
saí nem
enter
tutorial do
Earth's
último que teve.
manic plane with their buffs in tow. Every time Trailblazers successfully challenge a wave of enemies, a floor is successfully cleared. As floors are cleared, Trailblazers will face off against increasingly difficult enemies until...
Uh-oh. I knew there was a catch. Now we have to fight attrition warfare?
Herder wants to test the limits of the simulated universe's memory. Don't panic, Ms. March. As long as Trailblazers obtain as many buffs as they can in the ordinary plane challenges, they'll be able to face down the manic plane with full strength. Trust me, in the simulated universe, anything is possible.
Really? I don't believe you.
You must believe me! I promise, Trailblazers. It's a walk in the park. I'm begging you.
Now I really
Meu
don't
Deus, o
believe
cartão de
you.
ping.
And of course, we're
Aê!
with version 1.4b.
Mano, esse
Without the
jogo, né?
ever-stimulating check-in event. Come on, y'all. Give it up at the back. Let's hear it for checking in.
Woohoo!
Já entrou essa atualização? É hoje? Ou é amanhã?
Also in 1.4, we'll be welcoming in a story replay feature. When interacting with characters in the story, Trailblazers can now pause dialogue and review surrounding context. All that juicy lore and tasty exposition
semana que vem?
buried under trigger-happy mouse clicks.
É aniversário de
to be
novo.
rediscovered.
This
Não,
doesn't
amiga, toda
mean you can
atualização
make
tem isso
new
aí.
choices, though. So always make choices that you know you won't regret.
We'll also be seeing the return of the Planar Fisher and Realm of the Strange Events. During the events, successfully challenging the simulated universe and Cavern of Corrosion can earn you a set amount of double rewards.
Nice! Double rewards! Some people are farming the cavern like crazy every day. They can save themselves some time.
Would you be one of those people?
Mano, é
Miss
muito
March?
bom a live desse jeito, com o personagem
No
mesmo.
way!
Juro.
Pom-Pom never stops talking about
Menino, o
that
menino
mysterious
tinha
recipe they found. Things are gonna get real busy soon.
Resgatado pra me
And
alongar,
what's
né?
a
Nem me lembrei, me
recipe
alongar
gotta
agora.
do with being busy?
It's not just the recipe. Pom-Pom's been talking about organizing a whole food tour event. So strange. Nobody even knows where the recipe came from. What if Pom-Pom runs into bad guys on the tour? I need to protect the conductor.
Ha! I get it now. You want to pose as a bodyguard to get a bunch of free snacks.
Hey, that's slander. The
Esse menino
food
parece
tour will be
Daniel.
following the express around the world. Keep your eyes peeled for official announcements on when and where we'll
10
be
caras, esse modelo
stopping.
anterior podia ter ficado horrível.
I'm the one that leaves
Fica não.
people in suspense around here.
Tem muita a gente já tem muita tecnologia envolvida
And
nisso. Pô.
now for the moment
Sai em
you all
2023,
been
não fica
waiting
ruim, não.
for. Redemption codes!
Codes, codes, codes.
Se hoje em dia já tem VTuber que faz o modelo melhor do que empresa particular absurda.
We are
Fica não,
honored to
pô.
introduce Honkai Star Rail to the PlayStation 5 on October 11th.
É, já tem o modelo do jogo, é só animar, pô.
PlayStation 5 is a perfect platform for this space journey, allowing our team to tap into full potential.
Pô, não vou ver esse vídeo aqui não, hein. Pô, não.
For today, thanks for tuning in to our special
Empresa
program.
milionária, pô. Não sou eu que tô pagando, não.
Wait, Albert. Who's the main presenter here? Shouldn't I be the one to bring the show to a close?
My bad. Force a habit. In that case, is there anything our main presenter would like to say to the audience?
Let me think. Oh yeah, don't forget to like, follow, and share. Let's get to 50 billion views.
50 billion. You might want to take a few zeros out there, March. Anyway, I got a flap. They're not paying me enough overtime, that's for sure. So whether or not your world has a day-night cycle, good morning, good afternoon, and get yourself home already. Albert, sign it off. Bye-bye.
Wait, Albert! He really made a break for it. Anyway, so, That's all for today's program. Thanks a lot for tuning in. I'm your host, March 7th, wishing all you guys a great day!
Ou muito da hora, assim, mano. Eles devem ter usado captura de movimento, é mó fácil de fazer isso aí. Da hora. É, bagulho filler, não me interessa tanto. E é isso.